Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to be talking about new Jaclyn Cosmetics goodies. I have the Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint with me and the new Jaclyn Cosmetics Concealer. We are going to be talking about them. I'm going to be giving you my first impressions. We'll do a little bit of a wear test, and overall I'm going to at the end of the video tell you whether or not I think that these are worth it. So if you're excited for the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Worth mentioning that, like most things that I talk about here on my channel, these were both purchased by me from Ulta, and of course the links are going to be down below in the description box if you are interested, as well as the links to everything else that I'm wearing on my face today. So let's get started with the new Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. It retails for $34. It says it's going to give you real skin perfection, doing double duty as a blurring primer and tinted moisturizer. It has sheer coverage. It delivers a natural finish that blurs texture and enhances the look of your skin for that just woke up glow. It is available in only 12 shades, but this is a more sheer coverage type of product, which can make it a little bit more forgiving, as in like one product can match different skin shades. And here are kind of the colors that are available. So a lot more in the light region than the dark region, but it does look like it goes pretty dark. I feel like the most interesting claim to me is that it says that it smooths and blurs skin's appearance. Obviously, any kind of coverage on your face is going to smooth your appearance, but as far as it blurring, I feel like I associate the word blurring with blurring pores, and I can tell you right now, I do not think that is the case. Lastly, it has a couple of key ingredients. It says beta glucan helps to visibly improve skin tone, while sodium hyalurate helps to draw in moisture and hydration. So it's supposed to be a hydrating type of product. Now let's get into the concealer. The concealer retails for $26 and it comes in 35 different shades. So the shade range for the concealer is definitely a lot better. You guys can see right there. So the concealer says is medium to full coverage. It visibly brightens and blurs. It has a buildable formula and it comes with a doe foot applicator. So now that we got all of the claims out of the way, let's move on to the application process and my first impressions on the products as I applied them. Okay, so now that my skin is prepped, we are starting with this right here. As I mentioned before, it's supposed to be a skin blurring, maybe makeup primer, natural everyday look type of a thing. Sheer coverage is my main thing here, and I don't know if I'll like it or not. I guess it depends on how much it can even out my skin. Let me tell you about my skin. I have very, very dry skin, but I do heavily moisturize it with magic cream. So right now I look very glowy because magic cream has oils in it, which I absolutely love. Now, as far as discoloration, I have some freckles that I don't mind showing through at all. But what really bothers me, is the, you know, blotchiness of my skin. And I feel like I've had some sort of allergic reaction to something recently, because usually I don't look as red right here. It's usually just on my cheeks. But this sheer tinted moisturizer type of thing from Jaclyn has even more to cover today. So we'll see how it performs. I'm going to do half with a sponge, half with a brush, and see what method I prefer. Let's go ahead and pump some out. It doesn't have a runny consistency at all. As you can see, it's staying right there. So let's see how this applies. I am very curious. I got the color Fair Light, which I'm now thinking might be a little bit too light for my liking, but we'll see. I think I applied too much, so I'm just going to try and dot it on my face first and go from there. Yeah, this is gonna be too light. I can already tell that this is going to be too light. It really bothers me when I don't order the right shade of a product, because I feel like having the wrong shade makes me not like the foundation immediately, and so then I can't be as objective as I would want to be with the product. Anyways, I am blending it out with a sponge on this side, and this is my Sonia Kashuk sponge. I will link it below. It is my current favorite sponge. Is beautiful. Oh, it's so light. I really was kind of confused online with choosing my shade. Why did I order fair light though? I usually order light medium. Oh, I had a day when I ordered this. Let's see. What are my options here? I guess here's why I ordered this one. Because fair light is described as fair light with neutral undertones, but light says natural yellow, and I don't like looking yellow, and light medium says natural pink. I should have ordered light medium. And then medium says medium with neutral yellow undertones. So whenever I don't see neutral next to light medium, I get confused because I really prefer a neutral undertone rather than anything else. So I overlooked it and ordered a foundation that was way too light for me, and so now I have to live with that decision. Thankfully it is a more sheer coverage type of product, so you know, it's not going to be as bad, but it is pretty light. Okay, so I'm doing this side with a brush. And this is my BK Beauty 101 brush. Okay, so here's what it's looking like with my light on. As you can see, it is extremely glowy because it is very reflective. And then with the middle light off, this is what it looks like. Again, very glowy, and as you can see, it kind of evened out my skin, but it didn't fully cover my redness that much. It looks definitely more even, but I can still see my red showing through, which is kind of to be expected because it is a sheer coverage type of a product. As far as brush versus sponge, I don't see that the brush left a lot more coverage than the sponge did, and so I think I prefer to use a sponge with it because it was just a little bit easier to distribute with the sponge. I feel like traditionally with Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, I usually run into the same issue of really wanting to love the product, and I'm always like, well, Jaclyn has dry skin. I'm sure she's designing products for people who have dry skin like us, you know, but never the case. Let me see if the camera wants to like really show it, but do you see how it's like breaking apart on my skin? It wasn't looking like this immediately after I applied it. I've had it on for maybe 3 minutes now, and you can see how it's like bunching up in some places, like right here on my nose and on my cheek. My phone loves to show my texture, so I'm going to film a little clip with it and show you what I mean. See right there? On this side, I don't really see it as much, but look at that. Okay, I feel like that was the best way I could kind of show you exactly what I was looking at, although I do feel like you can see it on the camera as well, but I wanted you to see it clearly because this is definitely not something that usually happens to me, especially with a foundation, tinted moisturizer type of product that is super glowy and supposed to be hydrating. I think it's might just be glowy. I don't really see the hydration past the moisturizer that I had underneath it. Let's keep going, and I know that I look a little bit paler than usual, but I'll just go ahead and apply extra contour and bronzer afterwards. You know what? I want to see if this can be layered, so I got another pump and I'm just going to add more. By the way, it definitely has a scent, but it's not super bothersome. It smells pretty artificial, but very soft. It really, that doesn't bother me. I'm so confused. Okay, maybe a sponge is not the best way to apply this one because I'm running into a different problem now. I grabbed more and I wanted to add it to my cheek. And do you see that right there? It's like sticking to one part of my cheek and coming off of another. I mean, I'm hoping you can clearly see it there. Like, what is that? Why doesn't it blend up? And I'm going to concentrate it up here. And it's like coming off of my face here and like bunching up right down here. That is the most bizarre thing that has happened to me trying a new makeup product probably ever. On this side you can see it's bunching up right here and then nothing back here. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm going back with the brush and I'm going to see if the brush wants to fix it. It definitely moves the product, but it might have just picked up the bunching rather than doing anything else. Okay, so maybe a sponge wasn't the best way to use it. I'm thinking, do I still want to even give this a try? Okay, I went ahead and smoothed it with the brush. This is what it's looking like. So the sponge was definitely not the move. And what I'm going to do for the concealer underneath my eyes is I want to give it the best chance possible. So I'm going to use it on one under eye on its own, and on the other under eye I'm going to apply a color corrector underneath because I want to see how it performs both ways. So under this eye I'm going to use a color corrector right here. And then let's go on with the concealer. I ordered my concealer in the color Fair Light Peach. And this was the right color, I think. It's not too peachy. I was really hoping it didn't look too peachy. So I'm applying it right here. And I'm going to do the center of the face. I was going to try and blend the concealer with the sponge, but I don't think that was a good idea. So back with the brush and let's just blend it out. And same thing on this side. Okay, I think the concealer has pretty good coverage. I was honestly expecting it to have even less coverage than this. It's got a solid medium coverage. I don't have any color corrector underneath this eye, and as you can see my under eyes look pretty bright. I can see my freckles through it, but again, medium coverage, that is to be expected, and it looks pretty natural. I'm not mad at the concealer at all. And then this is the side that had a little bit of color corrector underneath, and it pretty much looks the same, which I'm very happy about. The concealer so far is good. This tinted base type of thing I really struggled with, but right now it looks okay. I look a little bit pale, but I chose the wrong color, and with a brush it is blended evenly on my skin at the moment. So let me keep going, and I definitely want to make myself look a little tanner. So I'm going to go on with the Charlotte wand and start making my face look a little bit darker. And I'm just going to keep using this brush because I don't want to lift my foundation by using a sponge. I'm going in with some translucent powder and powdering my under eyes. This one is my beloved Pat McGrath under eye powder. And I'm doing the center of my forehead with it as well. Okay, and so now that I have a little bit of contour on and I set the center of my face, this is what things are looking like. And then one more time with the light down. Okay, I feel like if I had gotten the right shade and making sure that I applied it with a brush always, because the sponge thing was a nightmare, this does definitely have the potential of being like an everyday type of foundation. Although me personally, and this is personal preference, I feel like if I want to look put together, I want to like fully look put together. I don't want to like halfway look put together. So I personally definitely prefer an everyday foundation that at least has a medium coverage so that I don't have to see those. But that's just me. If you have beautiful skin and you don't have rosacea, then this might be your preferred type of foundation. I just like to cover some things just a little more. Anyways, I want to do a little bit more bronzer, and so I'm going in with my Charlotte one. This one is not too dark, so I figured this one is going to pair well with a more natural look. And the only reason I'm adding extra bronzer to begin with is because, again, the foundation I chose was just a little bit too pale for me. For blush, I'm going to use my Pillow Talk blush since I already have it out. Just a little bit of it. And that is it. I'm going to leave it at this. I do plan on wearing this for a few hours and doing maybe a couple of check-ins. So with the light up, this is what it looks like. And then let's go ahead and fully lower it so you can see. Not bad. I do really like the radiance of it. The coverage is okay, not my favorite type of coverage, but if you like a sheer coverage, you might really like this one. And then the only other thing is I would 100% recommend that you apply it using a brush and not a sponge, because you guys saw that. Anyways, I will finish up my makeup. I'm going to do a little bit of eye makeup for a different video, and I'll be back in a few hours to check in on how this makeup is wearing. Okay, I am back with my makeup fully finished now. I filmed this eye look for a different video. I applied mascara, a little bit of gloss. Again, everything is linked down below. And this right here is my 3-hour check-in. I feel like honestly not much has changed since I first applied this product. It's wearing nicely. It still has that kind of glowy finish, and the only thing that I am now noticing is that I feel like the concealer makes my under eyes look thicker, like the skin under my eyes look a little bit thicker, which accentuates my lines a teeny tiny bit. I feel like this is a pretty common thing to happen to me with a lot of different concealers. Which is why I'm super particular about the concealers that I always use, which usually is my YSL full cover concealer and my Pat McGrath concealer, because like the rest of them kind of look like this on me, so they're not as special as those. So I mean, I don't think that it's horrible by any means, but I just feel like my lines underneath my eyes look a teeny tiny bit more enhanced than they do with my favorite concealers. So this is my 3-hour check-in right here. And once again, let's lower the light. With the low light, I do feel like I see my oils coming through a lot more. But overall, things are still looking pretty nice, so I'm just going to go downstairs and start editing this video now, and I will check in with you guys later. I was super close to like not even doing a wear test, because when I first applied it and we had the sponge mishap, I was like, I'm taking this off. Like, this is not even worth it. It's just bad, and that's my review. But I'm glad I gave it a little bit more of a chance. I'm glad I smoothed it out with the brush, and that I'm actually, you know, seeing it through, seeing how it performs. So honestly, so far I'm not overly impressed by either product, and I don't feel like it'll get any better as time goes by, but I am sticking to my wear test at least for a few more hours, because what do I have to lose? And I will see you guys later. I really didn't think I was going to be doing much of a wear test with this foundation, but it is 1:40 in the morning. So it's been probably like 10 hours since I first applied it. Long enough in my opinion. So it is 1:40 right now. Fun fact, when I started filming this video, I was in my 20s, and I am finishing it, and I am 30 years old. It is my birthday today. I am turning 30, big number. Anyways, let's finish talking about this foundation and concealer. I have some thoughts about the concealer. I feel like it got more yellow and darker as the day went by, so I feel like it oxidized a lot, and that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I feel like coverage wise it looks okay, but you can clearly see where it's at right here, because it looks a lot more yellow than it did when I first applied it. It just got darker. So that's what I have to say about that. I did really like the coverage. It has a matte finish, which is okay, but I do not like that it got yellow looking as time went by. And as far as the tinted moisturizer thing, I feel like it's just a big hassle the way it looked when I applied it with the sponge, and then when I brushed it off with the brush, it took a lot of the coverage off. So it's not something that you can build up at all in my opinion. I don't see myself using it as a primer because I have better primers in my collection that just are better primers. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy and tired, but it's true, right? Like, I have better primers, so I wouldn't use this as a primer. And as far as the tinted moisturizer is concerned, I also have better. I don't know what to tell you. It's just not my cup of tea. I didn't like the finish. I feel like for as little coverage as it has, it looks a little dry right here. Let me lower the light and show you. Okay, so this is like 10-11 hours after I applied it. I think I applied it at like 2 something today in the afternoon. And then this is with the light down. It looks glowy, but it also looks dry. Like, I see a little texture right here. So it's like a weird combination of things that is happening. All in all, if I had to rate this, I would give the tinted moisturizer like a 5 out of 10, and the concealer probably also like a 5 out of 10, because I did like it better at first, but this yellowing is not okay with me. If I were you, I would skip it. I spent my money so you don't have to. I tried it for science, and science has determined that there are much better products on the market, in my opinion. And it's not even that it's like a super affordable product. So like that would kind of make it better, because it's kind of like in the high-end price range anyway. So yeah, I would just go ahead and skip it. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's my birthday. Come on, subscribe. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.